Employee absenteeism, Group 3, Dimple, Jacob, Youssef, William, Sophia. We will be identifying the issue of absenteeism in the workplace. We will provide an informational context on the issue of absenteeism in the workplace. Next, we will provide specific details on various solutions to this issue. We will compare our solutions to the ones currently practiced in the workplace to solve the issue of absenteeism and to ultimately establish the best solution. This will give a better idea of how our solutions can be interpreted into today's workplace to provide motivation for the employee to work and to decrease absenteeism. Furthermore, we will be utilizing the various articles and books to help support our claim and show that productivity will increase in the company when employees are encouraged and comfortable in their workplace. Positive company culture can decrease absenteeism and improve productivity by creating a positive and welcoming environment. Absenteeism is an issue that many companies face that builds negativities in business, such as decreasing profits, distress on other employees, lowering moral, and also discouraging professionalism and ethics in the workplace. Absenteeism is the practice of regularly staying away from work or school without good reason. Some people think that people absent from their work is not a big deal. However, absenteeism can cause a series of big problems. There are multiple causes of absenteeism. The main types of excuses are illness and injury, burnout, depression, bullies, bullying and harassment, maternity leave and childcare, elder care, employee turnover, and job hunting. The cost of absenteeism from money-wise, according to Integrated Benefits Institute, the cost of the poor health of a worker is costing the U.S. economy 576 billion a year. Depression-based absence cost American company 44 billion in lost productivity. Childcare breakdowns leading to employee absence costs business 3 billion annually in the United States. Time-wise, illness absence causes more absent than other reasons. Illness absence had a cost of 18 billion adults of an estimated 407 million days of missing work days across the United States.
The absence of workers is predicted to happen, and it would not look like a big deal, however it is. Excessive absences will equate to inadequate productivity and may have a significant result on companies' finances, moral, and different factors. The International Business and Economics Journal states that absenteeism translates into losses of over $16 billion in salary expenses. With this ever-growing drawback in all sorts of firms, solutions ought to be implemented. With the absence of an employee, it's laborious to repair this sort of drawback, since you have no control over your employee's actions. However, this does not mean you cannot do anything about it. It is true that an organization can essentially make its worker do something, like show up every day to work, but they can't encourage the workers to. Some solutions companies will use are to implement a wellness program, provide vacation days and paid time off, consider flexible hours, improve workplace morale, and encourage employee engagement. These are only solely 5 solutions of the many more that an organization can use to assist with absences. The advantages of every solution are that with a wellness program, it ultimately could help mitigate health-related absences and lower prices of health care while reducing workers' stress. With vacation days and paid time off, employees will be given help from achieving burnout and allow them to recharge mentally for work. The flexible hours could considerably decrease worker absence by permitting the employee to choose when they will work and not feel forced to work. Improving workplace morale can bring the excitement back to employees to work, because if they aren't excited to engage with coworkers, humans being social creatures as they are, will have a tough time finding the motivation to return to the workplace. The final of the 5 solutions is to encourage employee engagement, because if an employee is disengaged, they are going to look for excuses to avoid the office.
Implementing solutions. Absenteeism creates an extra burden and relevant issues to the supervisors, managers, and colleagues to replace the resources. There is always a few ways we can implement the solutions of our problems once they are identified. Because of absenteeism, companies create their own procedures to reduce these issues. Wellness programs are well known in the United States, and so many healthcare partners come up to the contract with the businesses to provide them with a certain level of surety in the wellness program. A wellness program can cause the company to reduce the employee's bottom line and reduce healthcare costs, encourages employee engagement in the work, and attract new talents. A wellness program is most obvious and beneficial for improving employee engagement. It increases productivity levels and creates a more happy and collaborative working environment. Many times, vacation days are the best. From personal experience, companies put the employee on contract for the first year, and after one full year of work, they get a week off, which is paid vacation, and some employers do 2 weeks off. That gives our employee mental breaks after working for one full year, and it makes more positive reinforcement. That makes the employees come back to the work with a fresh mind, just like how students come back from the winter or summer vacations and start their new semesters. Most of the packages are actually granted to the higher position, but if equity can be compensated in this, then more employees will be willing to work for long periods of time in the company.
Absenteeism is a problem for which there are many solutions to implement in an organization. Some solutions that would combat the issue of absenteeism in the organization or workplace always receive negative drawbacks and concerns about their effectiveness. One recommended solution is to introduce an employee wellness program. Studies have shown that the more physical activity a person receives throughout the day, the more productive they will be at work and the less absent they will be from the workplace. Wellness programs will have health-based incentives for the employees to be active and fit. Some people oppose adding a wellness program because of how much it would cost the organization financially, the administrative time it will take to plan, and possible liability issues that could arise. The productivity and efficiency increase that will be gained far outweighs some of the costs that could come with implementing this program. Managers and executives need to find the lowest cost method of implementing a wellness program in order for it to be efficient and effective in its purpose. PTO, or paid time off, is another great way to help combat absenteeism and encourage employees of the organization to arrive and be ready for work on time. While this is a great solution, some argue that it wouldn't be effective. One counterargument is that employees will be more encouraged to be absent, and now they can get paid while doing so. But employees can only accrue so many hours based on how much time they put into their regular scheduled shifts. The more hours they work, the more hours they earn as PTO. This is a great solution because it rewards the good hardworking employees for showing up to their scheduled shifts, and it does not benefit those who are absentees.
Each group member surveyed 10 employees in different workplace environments, totaling 50 responses to our survey. We were able to receive results from a diversified group of individuals from the private and public sector, different job ranks, and people of different income brackets. Our survey consisted of 5 yes or no questions. Is absenteeism a problem in the workplace? Does the individual purposely not attend work because of a hostile environment? Are they likely to participate in wellness programs or creative committees if offered? Will they be willing to work more for reward incentives? And do they think employees are more likely to show up for work if these options were given? 54% of 50 responses answered yes to is absenteeism a problem in their workplace. 48% of 50 responses answered yes to if they purposely did not show up for work, sometimes because of an uncomfortable or hostile work environment. 72% of 50 responses responded yes to if they were willing to participate in wellness programs or employee committees if it was offered at their workplace. 84% of 50 responses answered yes, that they were more willing to work if they were given incentives like movie tickets, gift cards, and other items. 86% of 50 responses answered yes if they were more likely to show up for work if they were given these types of options. As a group, we constructed a set of questions for our interviews so that we could obtain insight to how absenteeism affects workplaces in real life. Each group member was assigned to interview one individual in a managerial role. Our questions were created to see if absenteeism was a problem in their workplace, and if they were negative or positive effects. Our questions also sought information on whether a positive company culture would improve absenteeism in the workplace. Our results came to a collective agreement that absenteeism does exist in almost all organizations. Absenteeism causes a negative environment for the workplace that we interviewed. When an employee does not show up for their job assignment, other employees are expected to take on their workload. This causes stress and anxiety on their fellow coworkers. As a manager, attendance is a big issue that they must deal with. Depending on the workplace, managers have different approaches to resolving attendance issues. Some managers take disciplinary route while others approach the issue with rewards and constructive managing. The interviews proved to us that wellness programs and creative committees are helpful in creating a better work environment and improving attendance rates. Managers agreed and have noticed that a positive workplace culture has resulted in increased productivity, better employee morale, and the ability to keep employees happy. Our interview provided insight for our group on how absenteeism negatively affects the workplace and supports our position on how a positive workplace culture maximizes the organization's success rates.
The purpose of our research and the paper is to prove that by creating a positive work culture, it will help minimize absenteeism and the negativity that comes with it in any organization. By introducing methods like workplace wellness programs, creative committees, and reward incentives, this can have a positive change in employees' job satisfaction. Employees working in a positive work environment feel that when workplace culture is positive, it reflects their beliefs and values, and in return, they are more effective, efficient, and fulfilled in the work they do. Providing an environment that allows employees to engage in positive and encouraging activities help avoid negative consequences, reduces absenteeism, and maximizes results. Workplace wellness programs, reward incentives, providing vacation days and paid time off, considering flexible hours, and encouraging employment engagement. These are the solutions we found to be the most effective and will ultimately help to solve absenteeism in the workplace.
Hello? Youssef, can I see you in my cabin for a minute, please? Yeah, thank you.
Hello? Yep, I'll be right there. Awesome, bye.
Come in.
Hey,
Hi, how are you?
good, how are you?
Please have a seat. Hey, give me 1 second, I will be back with you. Just have to finish this real quick. Alright. So how are you this morning?
Hey, no, I'm good, just another Monday.
Hi, totally get that. So, Youssef, I have noticed that you have been not showing off to the work this month. So is everything alright with you, or is anything bothering you?
Well, if I'm being honest, I just feel like I've been kind of down. I don't really have a lot of like energy to come into work. So, yeah.
So what do you mean by feeling down? Is it something inside of the work or something outside of the work? If you don't mind asking me, like, we care for our employees, so
Yeah, if I were to say, it would be probably something inside of the work.
if you can elaborate more, like,
Yeah, I would say probably the work environment is not that great. I'd say it's pretty terrible in my opinion. I just don't feel like really encouraged to come into work or anything. Me and my colleagues don't really mix well. We don't really hang out inside or outside of work, so it's not really that camaraderie. And I don't know, I'm just feeling like a lot of stress and pressure to complete my tasks.
okay, yes, I can totally understand that, like, working all the time makes you stressful and all. But let me ask you one quick question. Have you heard about the wellness program and the events our company holds for the employees every month?
I've heard about them, but I don't really know too much.
Okay, so what I will do is we have links for it, which will go into the details with you. And I would highly recommend it. Check it out. That what exactly the wellness program do for the employees. And let me tell you also that for our events, what happens is like every month we hold 2 events for the employees where they get to know their colleagues really well outside of the working environment. So every day when you come to the work, you don't feel like awkward or anything. You don't feel like a stranger. So you can get along with your colleagues. You feel more comfortable working in the environment. So if you have any questions, you are like not hesitate to talk to them or anything.
Yeah.
So I would do is I will send you the link on the working email, and I will highly recommend it that please do check it out. And I hope that it works for you. And yeah, like it's good that you came out with the honest answer, and I'm glad that I will be able to help you.
Yeah, I hope it really helps. I'm excited to try these out, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right then. Well, that's it. That's all I wanted to know. So thank you for coming into my office. It was
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hey,
Hey,
how's
hi.
it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Please have a seat. So how have you been?
Honestly, I feel great.
I
feel
can
like-
see that.
Yeah, I feel like all the programs have helped really. You know, the wellness program, I feel like I've been more active because of it. I've lost some weight even. I've dropped like 20 pounds already in 4 weeks, so it feels good. And actually, the events outside of work, me, Jacob, and William are actually gonna grab lunch next Tuesday. So
Oh, that's really good to hear that.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I definitely see a lot of improvement in your attendance lately since the last time I met you. And I feel like, yes, everything is working out great for you. And that's what I just wanted to know, if everything is good. Do you have any more issues going on or anything?
no,
No, right?
everything's going good so far.
Right, then I will say keep it up with your work. You're doing great, all on your deadlines and everything. So that's all I wanted to catch up on with you.
Okay.
All right then.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
you.
Thank you.